There is a point, 5 miles off the paved road, where the cell service fades. The rearview mirror is dust, and the daily grind is left behind. This is where you find it, that separation from civilization, where you become reliant on your own preparedness, skills, and knowledge. Okay, maybe this is a slight exaggeration, but when you load up your family and head into the woods, suddenly the world becomes much smaller. When everyone with you is reliant on your decisions and the consequences of a poor decision can be felt quickly, it breeds a different mindset. I would call this the expedition mindset. It brings about a spark in a man that perhaps modern culture has suppressed, a desire to explore, conquer, adapt, overcome, and survive, or perhaps even to thrive. On December 30th, we rolled out into the Ozarks as the sun set over the mountains with our sawed-off Chevy Suburban camper and 6 kids in tow. It was time for us to welcome in the new year while spending quality time together, free from technological distractions. This is a glimpse into Arkansas, the place we call home.
Wasn't really where I wanted to go.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back. It has already been quite the evening. Definitely went down a road we probably didn't need to go down with the camper. But there was a really cool camp spot, but we couldn't quite get to it. But we made it out, and now we're at camp, so it's all good. We're gonna make some dinner and get some sleep. We're celebrating the new year, and it's gonna be Jemima's first camping trip, so gotta get the diesel heater going, get a fire going, get some supper made, tent set up, all that good stuff. So we can get after it. We've kept dinner tonight pretty simple. Hamburger helper. Round some meat, pour everything together, cook it. Pretty simple, pretty easy, saves time. We had it sitting around from having the baby, and then we didn't use it at home, so trying to save all the time we can. It's a little bit harder with another one. It's always harder with an infant because they just require so much more attention, and so somebody isn't as free to do other things because they're taking care of the baby. So a little bit slower pace with the baby, but that's all right. We're out here having fun. Well, good morning, everybody. It's a chilly morning out here in the Ozarks. We stayed nice and warm last night, though, with the diesel heater running. I think everybody slept pretty good. Us boys did. All us boys are up in the tent, and we let the girls have the camper since it's warmer. So it's a pretty good night. Could hear the creek running, and of course the diesel heater running. But it's going to be a good day. Clear sky. It's going to warm up a little bit. Still going to be cool, though. It's going to be a cool day. But we're going to get a fire started. And then I think Sarah's making oatmeal for breakfast. Not 100% sure on that. All right. Oatmeal for breakfast. We're trying to keep it simple on this trip. Let's get some stuff and get a fire started. It's cold.
Okay, hang on. Yeah, you can go again. I was just walking right behind.
Lots of heart. Good Arkansas red cedar. Makes for great kindling. Burns fast and hot. It does pop a lot and throw a lot of sparks. But I love cedar. You like cedar? Yeah.
Dad, do you want to come with me?
I'm thinking if you want raisins. Because I wouldn't let Nathan do it either. He wanted to really badly.
Got me some brown sugar and cinnamon oatmeal here. It's like she's got some raisins in hers. It's gonna be a good breakfast, isn't it? Do you like oatmeal?
She got 2 Cokes.
You like raisins?
How come you have 2
Yeah,
Cokes?
it's pretty good.
You don't like raisins in your oatmeal.
You got flame. Go, Karen, blow it a little bit. Blow it. Just gentle. He's not trying to blow it out. And you want... Glad I found that.
Hey.
One spoonful.
That's hard to do, sir.
All right, we're starting to get things packed up. It takes us a while to pack up, but I'm gonna drop the air pressure in all the tires. You see, last night I actually had the winch line pulled out and brought over through the window because we were going through some sketchy places, and I wanted to be able to get a winch line to a tree fast in case we needed to. But we ended up not needing it. We made it through everything. I dropped the air pressure in one tire. I should have had them all drop, but I dropped it in one to get us out of one spot so it could climb a rock. It was a little sketchy last night. But this is going to be the last adventure in this Suburban. We were going to go to a state park today and take the 8-1 and that kind of thing. But I decided one last adventure in the Z71. The 4-low wasn't working on the last trip for some reason, but it started working again, which is good because we needed it last night. I wouldn't have brought it if it wasn't working, but it started working again. I don't know what was going on that one day, but it's been working, so we're okay for now. But the Z71, this is its last hurrah for a while. I don't know how long. We were about to rebuild this thing, and I'll show you more of that later. Make sure to follow Tracer Customs. That's our customization company. It's where we're going to be doing the build on this, is on the Tracer Customs YouTube channel. But this is getting rebuilt because we're starting to see imminent motor failure, potential transmission, potential transfer case. So we're going to rebuild it all. We're dropping a 6.0 motor in it, a different transmission, different transfer case. We're going to put 3/4 ton drivetrain in it, probably leave the rear axle as it is. Not sure on the front, since we just put kryptonite on it, if we're going to keep that or if we're going to do a solid axle swap. But there's a lot of stuff I want to do. We're going to start with the motor and drivetrain and see if we can't get that up to speed, and then hopefully we can get onto roof racks, rock sliders, bumper, all that stuff. But this is this vehicle's last run till we get it rebuilt. So we're gonna have some fun today. I'm gonna drop our air pressure, because we're gonna be on dirt road for a long time today. Smooth out our ride a little bit. So we're gonna do that, pack up, and head down the road. It's a beautiful day. Couple of deer standing up on the hill up there looking at us. That is number 7 and 8 of the number of deer we've seen today. We hardly ever see that many deer, but they must know deer season is over with, so they are free to run and roam and show themselves to humans again. We are taking a lunch break and rest stop and feed the baby stop. And we pulled into this camp spot. We've been here before, but it's been a long time. I think Keziah was a baby when we came out here last time, I think. But it is a beautiful spot. One of the prettiest spots I've ever seen. You look at those rocks. Beautiful spot. So we're going to have some lunch.
Let's get them out the way.
Keeping it easy today. Cheese, crackers, and some summer sausage for lunch. This is deer summer sausage. I think this is from last year's deer. But deer, nonetheless.
Put up. Mama.
Yeah, that's Mima. You're right.
I need this one to be put up.
I about forgot how pretty this spot is. I remember thinking, this is incredible. It's incredible. Just beautiful. So many big rocks right here. Check out this rock. Such cool kind of formations and stuff on it. Moss. Super cool. It's a big old rock. All right, I got the Metropolis turned around and we're gonna leave this beautiful spot, head on down the road and see what else we can get into today. We were gonna try to hike today, but at this point, I don't think we're gonna have time. So I think we're gonna try to get up close to the Buffalo somewhere and probably go hike tomorrow, but we'll see. We're just making it up as we go and things might change. So that's how we roll. So we have meandered quite a ways, but we're now off up in Newton County, exploring county roads, and came across a pretty cool area. I've actually been down this road a long time ago. I'm pretty sure I came through here with my dad and some family doing some exploring, but pretty cool spot. There's a little bit of creek running down through here and some big old boulders in the woods. So we're working our way up towards the Buffalo, exploring just back roads. We're not national. I don't know if this is national forest or private property, but it's a beautiful area either way. We're taking a little short break. Baby needs some food, but we're about to head up that hill right there. We're gonna head up, keep following some county roads out, and then we're gonna end up down at the Buffalo River. I think we're gonna try to get to Steel Creek camp area. I think we can camp there with the camper, but we got a little ways to go before we get there. There's a little creek over here that I want to look at. This whole area, as far as I can tell, this is all in private property, so, but just beautiful. Newton County has some just stunning areas, terrain, countryside. Very pretty, very cool area. I'd love to have a big section of land with some cabins and stuff. Would be awesome to have out here somewhere. She's coming. Wait for me, I have little legs. Gotta let the kids out to run a little bit sometimes, you know. They get pent up energy sitting in the vehicle. We'll let them run for the next 6 miles, and then we'll let them get back in. I'm kidding. Joking. Don't take it incorrectly. We're out here at a little community. I got the old church here, dated 1893 is the date on that one. Then they got the newer buildings over here and the old well house in the middle. Pretty cool. We have made it down to the campground here at Steel Creek. Beautiful bluffs on the Buffalo River here. Normally, I wouldn't even try to camp here. You're not really supposed to with campers, but there's literally one other person camping here at the far end of this. The horse camps, like there's nobody here. It's off season, and so I don't think they'll get upset about us pulling in here and camping for one night. We'll be leaving out in the morning, so I think it'll be all right. But we're gonna get camp set up, throw the tent up, get some food made. I think we're making steaks and hot dogs tonight. And sun's already gone down behind that mountain, so we got a limited amount of daylight, and it's gonna be cold tonight. It's already like 36 degrees, 35 degrees. It's gonna get cold tonight, so I have to get the diesel heater cranking. Who knows? I've got two of them. I've got my old one and the new one. I've also got a power bank and an electric space heater, so I can keep warm. That you don't have to worry about.
Right there.
The supper was good, and we're now having marshmallows with fudge striped cookies to make some s'mores, aka to make messes. And it's cold. I don't know how cold. It's in the 30s, but it's cold. I'll get my thermometers going, and we'll find out what the actual temperature is and how cold it gets tonight. But I think it's gonna be cold. Diesel heater's going. Tent and camper are warm, but it's cold outside. Tomorrow, we're gonna go hiking. So I'm gonna go ahead and mix up some trail mix. Got some cashews. Got some dark chocolate M&Ms. I got some raisins. That's all you need for some good trail mix. We like cashews more than mixed nuts, so cashews it is. Even someone like me can make trail mix. I know, that's surprising, but I can probably handle it. You made a perfect marshmallow? Ooh, that looks pretty good. Nice and toasty brown. Need some cookies?
Yes.
Want me to smush it for you? What are you gonna do? There you go. Dark chocolate M&Ms are the best M&Ms. Yeah, don't put them on right now. You'll just get them dirty. Gotta be clean first. Nope, this is for tomorrow. Well, it's barely gonna fit in here. Oh yeah, I dumped them all. Just like the way you mix butter in your popcorn, you pour your butter on it, and you gotta kind of flip the contents to mix it. That's how you do it. Sweet and salty. Just like my wife. Well guys, we're headed to bed. Got all the boys up here in the tent. Some of them are already asleep. One of them's asleep. Only one of them. Got the diesel heater cranked up. I've had it on full blast, but it's showing about 71, 72 at the pillow. So I'm gonna turn it down a little bit because I don't think we need it on full blast. We don't need it to be 70 degrees. We need it about 65 degrees. That'd be comfortable. But we're gonna get some sleep, and then tomorrow we got more stuff to do, so we'll see you then. Well, good morning everybody. It's a cool morning. It's not as cold as I thought it'd get. It's only got down to 31 last night. I thought it was gonna get down into the 20s, but it didn't. Only got down to 31. But I had to get up in the middle of the night. I celebrated New Year's by standing out here fighting with the diesel heater, which actually wasn't the diesel heater's problem. My battery on the camper got too low to run the diesel heater, which I've never had happen before, but it didn't have enough voltage to run the diesel heater anymore. And so I had to come out and jerry rig. I already had the clips made, but I had to take this cord and cut it up and connect this, and then I've been running it off of my little 300 battery pack. I already drained one battery pack, and on that one's not going to last a whole lot longer. I was going to run it off this big battery pack, but the DC outlet on this one, when the diesel heater initially kicks on, I guess it pulls too many watts or something, and that DC port will shut off on the big battery pack, which is really weird. I can't run it off that one, but I can run it off these little ones. Very odd, but I managed to come up with a solution in the middle of the night that would work. I had to steal my cord from my geyser shower system and cut it up and get power out of a battery pack to run the diesel heater. But it worked, and we stayed nice and warm, and we're going home, so it's okay if all our batteries die at this point, because we're going home today. But we're at Steel Creek here at the beautiful bluffs, and we're gonna go for a hike here in a little bit. We're gonna have breakfast, get a fire going, stay warm, and then we're gonna go for a hike.
I'll tell you what.
Well, it's New Year's Day, so Happy New Year. I'm excited for a new year. Always kind of like the opportunity of the new year to check my priorities, see what areas in life I need to work on. I kind of like having lots of opportunities like that to just reset, check where you're at, set new goals. It's just a good thing to do periodically so you don't get stuck in a rut. But you may be wondering, why in the world we're camping out here with all the kids and a newborn? And it's because of this. And getting to run around yesterday around in the creek in the woods with my kids, just no cell phone service, no distractions, just spending time together in God's creation, enjoying the beauty of it without all the distractions of just life. If we weren't out here doing this, we'd be at home, which would be fine too, but we'd be much more distracted, not spending as much time with each other, and just not doing as much together. We wouldn't be seeing this out here. And it's really not the baby. You may be wondering how hard it is with the baby. It's always more difficult with a newborn because they require so much more attention than older kids. And so that creates some new challenges, and we have to create a certain level of comfort, which we wouldn't come out here if we didn't think we could do. We want to keep the baby warm and comfortable and all that stuff. So the baby's been sleeping great at night, hasn't been getting cold. Everything's been good. It just takes a little bit more time, especially from Sarah, to focus on the baby and its needs over other things. So, but that's a good reminder too, having kids is not about you. In many ways, it's about you giving up things to raise them, and that becomes your new priority to a certain degree for a period of time in life, where those children and their life and the things they're learning and doing are the most important thing in your life. But there's also a balance to that. That doesn't mean you completely give up doing some things for yourself, but there's a certain level of culture where people are like, you first. Or, it's a good thing to give up things for your kids. That's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's very important. And if you're not willing to do that, you probably shouldn't have kids. But you also shouldn't go to the point of your kids are the only thing in your life, and their every need and comfort is your priority to the degree where they are the entire world. Sometimes we make our kids do things that they don't want to do, or maybe we don't let them do things they want to do. Do things they don't want to do and not do things they want to do. That's part of being parents, is saying yes and no sometimes, especially when they're younger, so you can guide their decisions so that when they get older, they can make wise decisions on their own. And then the older they get, the more freedom they have, the longer the proverbial leash is for them to explore and learn and try and fail and succeed. So there's a fine balance of not putting your kids on a pedestal and worshiping them and giving them every single sports opportunity, every single opportunity to succeed. Sometimes they need to fail, and sometimes they need guidance, and sometimes they need to hear no. So, it's just like a lot of the rest of life. It's a balance, trying to raise kids and do the right thing. And you can't do it on your own. You need a good moral compass, which for us is the Bible. Because, it just makes the most sense. And we have faith in the God who created the universe and who gave us the Bible and who made all this. So That's what we believe. But I'm rambling. I need to get back over to camp. I just wanted to walk down here to the creek because it's just beautiful. I love the bluffs around here. Look at that. Look at that. It's incredible. But we'll get some breakfast made, warm up by the fire, relax a little bit, and then go for a hike. What you got?
A big stick.
A big stick?
Come on, Mommy. Papa.
I know.
All right, we got some breakfast scramble here with some cheese and eggs and leftover Christmas ham.
Give me the right place.
What? You want me to move your chair? Is it in the smoke?
Yeah.
All right, we'll move it. We're gonna enjoy some breakfast. So, a little information for you on diesel heaters while it's fresh on my mind. People talk about how efficient they are, and they are pretty efficient, but there's two things you need to think about. Your battery, like I've not had issues before, but this time I've had issues. This uses battery faster than my refrigerator does in the winter, especially in the winter. Now in the summer, the refrigerator uses a lot more. The refrigerator doesn't have to run a lot when it's this cold. But I've been running the refrigerator off of one of these Renogy 300 battery packs all weekend, and it's still got 25%. I burned through a 200, and I'm almost through this 300 in about 9 hours. 9 hours. We've been running off these for 9 hours now because I changed it out at midnight last night. I celebrated the new year out here hooking up these wires. The other thing is, the diesel heater is efficient, but if you're running at full blast like I usually am because I'm heating so much space, I burn about a gallon of diesel every night. And if I'm running it during the day, I'm going to burn more than that. I've burned about 4 gallons, almost 4 gallons of diesel on this trip alone. So this diesel can, I'll use most of that up in 2 days, 2 nights. So I've got to find a more efficient way to heat, or I've got to be able to carry more fuel, which I've been considering putting the factory gas tank back under the camper and then swapping it over and using it for diesel and hooking up where I can hook my diesel heater into a 25 gallon, 28 gallon gas tank. That would allow me to run heat for an extended period of time without an issue on the fuel side. So they are efficient, they are great. It's better than a lot of the propane, a buddy heater, whatever. It's way safer, way better, heats better, drier air. Everything about it's better than like a buddy heater. And it burns a lot less than, if you're using those little propane bottles. Those burn through really fast too. But it's not as cheap as you would think to a certain degree. 4 gallons of diesel's, is that $15, $16, something like that. So, it does add up. And then of course we've burned half a tank of gas, so that's another $60 or so. So definitely adds up in a hurry with all the fuel you burn. So speaking of the expensive things, I think it's a good time to just say thank you to our Patreon supporters. It means a lot. It's kind of crazy that there's people that actually watch our stuff and want to support us enough to do Patreon. It's pretty cool. But we share our GPX files and everything of our routes over there, of our drives and a lot of our hikes. And we try to put up some other content. We're going to try to do some more special content over there. We've been a little distracted the last few weeks with the baby, just home, holidays, focusing on the baby. But thank you to our Patreon supporters. It means a lot. And we also have a little bit of merch. We don't do a lot, but we have some. We've got our Camping plus Children Equal Chaos shirts over at 3strandapparel.net. We'll try to come up with some other stuff. I know not everybody would want, you know, a shirt like that, especially if they don't have kids, to be like, that doesn't make any sense. So we'll probably come up with one that just has like a logo on it for, uh-oh, our battery just died. Heater's off. Baby's gonna have to come out and be held pretty soon. So we got to get packed up. We got to get breakfast dishes done and pack up. Already got the tent up, so we're gonna get packed up pretty quick, and then we're gonna go for a hike, and that's gonna be nice. We haven't got to hike in a while. We've been stuck at home. First hike of the year, New Year's Day hike. We're excited. So.
First hike is a family.
First hike is a family of 8. Half a dozen kids. Half a dozen. Uh-oh. And the bathroom tent's blown over because we used our firewood that was holding it down. All right, it's time to pack up. All right, well, we're leaving out from Steel Creek. We were gonna do a hike there, but we changed our mind when we realized how many times we're gonna have to cross the creek to get all the kids across. So we're gonna go do some easier hikes. We're gonna go over and do Triple Falls, which is a nice, easy little hike, very common and popular. We've been there, but the kids haven't been there. So, and then we got some more stuff planned. We're gonna work our way around the area, probably see another waterfall, and hopefully go to Overlook. So, lots of good stuff still to come. But we've changed plans. You got to remain flexible. At least that's the theory.
You did it.
All right, we've arrived at the hike. We're gonna head down the trail here and go see. They call it Twin Falls, but what? No pets?
I got my yellow fin.
Oh, Laser, you're going to stay in the car because we can't take our pets.
We are not pets.
Oh, that's right, you're kids.
No.
It's a big difference, in case you didn't know.
We're taking. I don't get off the ground.
Well, we made it. It's a super short, easy hike. They call it Twin Falls, but it also gets called Triple Falls because there's actually 3 falls now. I think maybe used to there was only 2, but especially when the water's up, there's not much water right now. But pretty little spot and a really easy hike for kids. It's like a quarter of a mile in here.
I see you, Mommy.
So the trail comes on up to the top of the waterfall. I've never been up here. I've been to the bottom. I've never been to the top. But that's pretty cool. See, one creek kind of comes down over there, and then another creek comes in here. And when it rains a bunch, then it comes pouring here and drops off here, there, and probably some right here too. So it runs a lot more at times. All right, we survived that little hike, about 3/4 of a mile altogether, and now we got to climb back out here. The hill, the road going in here is really steep, so if it's not a rough road, it's well maintained, but it is very steep, so we'll see. Suburban is not enjoying pulling the camper without going into 4 low up really steep stuff, so We'll see what happens. Well, we stopped off here in Jasper, filled up on gas, and that's another 19.5 gallons. We filled up right before we took off into the Ozarks the other day. So we've burned some fuel running 4 low and aired down and towing the trailer. Doesn't get real good gas mileage, but we're gonna head on up towards Irby now and look for another waterfall up in that area. Sounds like we got a mad baby too. We're checking out a little section of national forest that's up here. It's probably gonna get me in trouble. We already had to back up and turn around in one spot. And this one looks like another road that might dead end somewhere. I'm hoping there's a camp spot here because there's not a lot of camp spots except for what's on the actual Buffalo River up here. And sometimes those are full and you just need an alternate location, and there's not a lot. So we're gonna check it out. If there's nothing here, there's nothing here, but at least we'll know. Success. So many times you go down these roads and it's like just dead ends. This one, it's not much of a fire ring, but there is a fire ring in a little clearing. So if we need a little backup camp spot, this is a good one because it's down a narrow road. Nobody's gonna come back here hardly, but we can get back here with 42,000 Arkansas pinstripes. So this is Ozark National Forest, and about 50 feet that way is Buffalo National River. So kind of a cool little spot. We'll be marking this one on Gaia, so patrons, you'll have access to this if you want to come up here and you need a spot. Most time we would just go down and camp at Irby or something like that, but sometimes you come out here and there's just nowhere to go and you need a spot that nobody else knows about. And judging by the condition of the road, I'm going to say not many people know about this one, and it rarely gets used. So, sweet. I bet this is a good squirrel hunt spot, too. I'm excited. I like finding spots like this and having them in my back pocket in case I ever need them. All right, we stopped off here at another spot and we're gonna go and check out a waterfall. I have a feeling this one's not gonna have much water because the creek's right here and the creek looks dry. But it's a short hike and we're gonna go check it out anyway. We made it to the top of it. There's very little water. We're gonna try to get to the bottom anyway, just so we can get some hiking in. All right, we made it to the bottom. It's cool looking. It'd be nice, especially after a big rain. There's not much here, but it'd be really pretty after a big rain if there's a ton of water coming down this. But almost dry day. All right, well, that was a nice little hike. A little steep part, but for the most part, easy. Good one to come after a big rain. So if the creek at the road's running really good, that waterfall will be running good. So we'll remember that and come back good pit stop if you're doing other stuff, but you want to see something cool, and it's been raining a lot. Turkeys. We are just wandering back roads, county roads through private property, just seeing countryside. Oh look, an old tractor up in the woods. There's all kinds of cool stuff to see out here. Finally hit pavement again and stopped off. I was cutting up some summer sausage and cheese and crackers, but I heard some water running over here, and there was someone over here a minute ago. Oh, this is cool. I think it's an old spring. They were probably over here getting drinking water or something. Yeah, that's pretty cool. A lot of the old mountain communities would have a spot like this where there was an old spring, and they'd put a pipe like this to make it easy to get water. And a lot of them places, that'd be their water source. If they didn't have, wells dug or a spring on their own property, there'd be a community. We're right next to a little mountain community out here, and this is probably the water source for many, many years, and evidently it still may be. Kind of neat though. We've cut way over to a whole nother spot to look at an overlooking a beautiful spot on the Buffalo. But the sun just went down, so we're pretty much out of daylight, but it's still pretty cool. And there's a lot of loose gravel. Pretty cool. Beautiful horseshoe bend to the buffalo right there. Wouldn't want to fall off this bluff though. Since it's time to head home, I need to air up the tires. So they've been aired down. And it's time to air them up. I got a new hose system, which is actually for the tow truck, but I happened to grab it to bring with us today. It's from Moreflate, and you can do 4 tires at once. I have one of their air pumps coming for the tow truck as well, so I'll have a dual compressor on it, and then I can run all 4 on it, and then this can have a couple more added onto it so that I can run 6, which will be very handy with the dually on the tow truck. But for now, I'm just gonna hook it up and do the Suburban. Well, guys, it's time for us to head home. It's been a good trip, a good new year. We're all a little tired. We got a pretty good drive to get home. Hopefully Suburban makes it back, and then it's going to be going in to get rebuilt, made better than ever. Hopefully tow the camper better than ever. We got some work to do on the camper. We got lots of projects we're going to get started. So make sure and go follow Tracer Customs and watch the progress on the Suburban and on the Arkansas Off-Road Recovery tow truck. We got another truck we're going to build over there as a secondary to Arkansas Off-Road Recovery, and kind of a Tracer Customs work truck. That's going to be a fun project as well. So got a lot of stuff going on over there. You can follow Arkansas Off-Road Recovery. We're trying to get that going. And if you get stuck in the Ozarks or the Ouachitas, or find some trees that need to be cut down, anything that we could help out with the tow truck, feel free to send it our way. And we're looking forward to helping out on some projects with that. Beautiful evening. But we're airing up the tires. We're going to head home. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.